Hello, or shall I say, hey guys, I'm back. If you're new here, I am Maria Antoinette, and you are watching Maria Antoinette TV, and this is my Life Update 2022. So let's jump right in, guys. There are so many questions that I know that you guys have. I have so many answers for you, and I have some just direction on where this channel is going to go, what we're going to be seeing on here, etc. So let me start in 2017. I know you weren't expecting that since I've only been gone since 2020, but I want to be more honest and transparent, and in doing that I need to go back to when my life really changed for the better. Even though in that moment it didn't feel like it, but looking back at it now, it was the best thing that could have happened for me. So in late 2017, I literally was having an amazing year. I was signed with Cantu Beauty, traveling around the world. I was signed with HGTV. I had 2 digital shows with them. One, my son was hosting with me. I was just announced 40 Under 40 in Knoxville, Tennessee. Like, life was good, but I just turned 39 and I was not in a good place mentally. I had a lot of childhood abuse, and even though I went to therapy in my 20s, it had reared his ugly head in my late 30s. So this led me to a full year of therapy, intensive therapy in 2018. I did EMDR. I even did an antidepressant pill medicine. All of that for about 9 months just to get myself balanced in a better space, right? So I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And you guys, when I heard PTSD, I immediately thought, but I didn't serve in the military. Like, I didn't go to war. I learned so much. Post-traumatic stress disorder is not just, being in a war zone. It is literally fractions in your brain from something. It could be as simple as, well, not simple, but as ordinary as a car accident or anything that's traumatic. And because my trauma happened from baby to 7, portion of my trauma, and then the rest of the trauma, just me being raised by my mom, that was just like majority of my life. So I really had to navigate that space of little Maria, big Maria, teenage Maria, adult Maria. It was a lot to work through, and I did that by doing EMDR. If you're not familiar with it, I'll put something down here that'll give a little bit of information, and then I'll also put some links for some information in the link below, or the Dropbox below. But I did that for about 9 months, and I was going weekly. And then after that, I started going once every 2 weeks, and then I went to once a month, and then eventually it was just kind of like I ran out of things to kind of work through at that moment because I was moving so intensely, you guys. Like, as soon as I started to feel down and bad, I seeked out a therapist. The first therapist was not a match for me. My second therapist specialized in PTSD, and she was the one who did the treatments for me, and I was unafraid. Like, I was ready to tackle what was bothering me, so I came in like just vomiting my life story to her. So it made therapy move a lot quicker. But again, this was my second time, so yeah, I'll probably be going back. Just because I just think it's really healthy to have a safe place to talk and get tools to navigate through this life. So I'm coming off one of my highest years in my career. My personal life with my husband is amazing. My son is doing well. But that past will always catch up with you. I thought I could outwork it. I thought I was fine. I went to therapy before. I wasn't. I was not diagnosed correctly. Things were not handled right. But I was able to get everything that I needed to get done. So 2018 was all about therapy and going through that process. 2019 was very confusing and cloudy for me. I was still trying to go through the motions of being a content creator and influencer and doing all of these moving parts, but I wasn't the same anymore. So if you're not familiar, EMDR is a brain, it literally reprograms your brain, okay? So I can remember what happened to me, but my body doesn't feel it. I don't have a reaction if I smell something or if I get touched a certain way or a loud noise goes off. Like, my body just doesn't react the same way, which stops my anxiety from being spiked all the time, and it allowed it to drop to a normal level, and I'm able to function a lot easier. With that being said, and my trauma being from when I was a baby and a little girl, I had a lot to unscramble in my brain, and in doing that, I felt like I lost a lot of what I was doing, if that makes sense. So I was in a space where before therapy, I was doing what I thought the world wanted to see me do. You know, I'm talented. Oh, you want to use me here? Great. You want me to do this? Great. Oh, I have this opportunity. Amazing. But I wasn't doing what I wanted to do or what I was meant to do. So getting out of therapy and realizing I've just been going through the motions, but the motions looked good and they felt good. I got a lot of accolades. People were happy. And then I just was so unsure. My confidence was really low. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then it was this amazing feeling that I didn't have to do anything. So all of 2019, I think I put out a handful of videos. I was more active on Instagram talking about this process and what it really feels like. And I just healed. That's the best way I can say it to you guys. I was literally healing. The pandemic, I think pandemic started in late 2019. It hit the US by early 2020. And we were locked down. During that time, I took a piece of our land and I built out this beautiful plot and made an amazing garden, and I just wanted to bring forth life. I didn't want to be consuming life. I wanted to create, but I didn't want to create the way that I usually create, with videos and talking to you guys. I found myself pulling deep within to figure out where I wanted to go. Do I want to end this? Like, I couldn't answer those questions, and I wavered. I moved back and forth. I flip-flopped back and forth a lot, trying to determine, is this the life that I still want? So my husband says this really poetically. He was like, you spent your first 39 years running away from something. And he says, now you're in a position where you're running towards something. And it was very hard for me to clearly see what I wanted to run towards. Late spring, early summer, I auditioned for NBC Making It season 3. This is something I never would have done. Even though I've had shows and I've done all these other things, it's almost like I'm a character. Maria Antoinette is kind of like a character. But I auditioned for NBC Making It as Maria Antoinette Loggins, as myself. I was discovering and exploring and trying to see what it is that I want to do with all this crazy amount of creative energy and talent that I have inside of myself. I go through the process, which was crazy intense, you guys. Months of just intense auditioning, and I made the show. Late 2020, I flew out to LA in the middle of a pandemic. I hadn't left my house. That was stressful within itself, flying on an airplane out to California from the East Coast. And I filmed a show. It was an amazing opportunity. When the show wrapped, came back home, and I needed to go back to therapy because it was some things that I still was trying to figure out. And this is the benefits of therapy, having a safe place to go with someone who knows your whole life story, and they can help give you the tools so that you can make the best decisions for yourself. So I'm back in therapy, I get clarity there, and so now we're into 2021. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling more and more confident each day. It's almost like with the EMDR, I was taken back to a child. So I would say in 2019, I was Little Maria. 2021, I went through Big Maria and Teenage Maria. Towards the middle of 2021, I started to get into the young adult Maria. So now my mind is clearer. I'm more driven. I'm making decisions off of what I want versus what I think people want of me. And the show comes out in June, and I did something that I would have never done for myself. I threw myself a viewing party, and I celebrated this milestone and this amazing thing that I did. And that right there was a big thing, because I have a hard time with celebrating myself. Like, I can get accolades, I can do a lot of amazing things, and people can say, wow, that's amazing, but those compliments never registered. I don't know if anybody out there understands what I'm saying, but they never would register. But this time I threw a party for myself because I knew what I put into getting into that show, and I knew that it needed to be celebrated, and that was big growth for me. So therapy working, okay, I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it. I'm still not ready to come back though. I'm dropping in every blue moon. I don't think I put anything out in 2021. I didn't. My last big video was 2020, December. So all of 2021, I was just silent. A lot of time just processing and determining what it is that I want to do with my life now that I'm not forced to do anything. My husband was like, you can retire, you can just garden and be a mom. And I did that, and I loved it. And as time proceeded, I missed this. And that's when it made me realize that because I was running from something before, I thought that this was just something I was doing. I think that if I never had been through any abuse or trauma, I would still want to share my talents with the world and show people that they are capable of doing things themselves. And that is really where all of this stems from. For me, I share not to be like, oh, Maria, you can do anything. I mean, that's nice of you to say, but it's really for you to see I too can do anything. And I really hope and pray that coming back, I'm able to express that more and encourage more, because that's what it's really about. I don't need to get on YouTube to show you that I know how to do something, right? If I'm showing you, I know how to do it because I need to be able to teach you. And really, in teaching you, that's where the true gem lies. So 2022, the year we are in right now, and I am like, let's get it. Let's get these cameras charged. Let's get the SD cards cleared. Where is my computer? I am ready to come back. Well, I signed my lease in March of the space that I'm in now, and we'll talk about that more in a second. And then life started happening again. Like, I was literally telling you guys, hey, I'm coming back, blah, blah, blah. But we moved my 90-year-old grandfather in with us. Don't worry, I'll have a whole story time behind that. And spring break, just life just kept happening, and moving somebody in is a big deal. So not only did we have to move him in, we had to move him out of his old place, move him into our home, make sure he was settled. By that time it's summer. We're now on summer vacations, and here I am, guys. I am back, and I'm sorry it took me so long, but we got a lot to talk about, and I will be sharing all of that through the next couple months, and then we will be moving forward from there. So that's it. Mental health, taking the time to heal, well, mental break, starting the process of healing, taking the time to heal, feeling more confident, and coming back into a space where I can just be myself and not what I think you guys want of me, because all you want is for me to show up, and I'm just ready to show up. And I'm excited that you're watching, because that means you're excited that I'm back. What should you expect from me? Well, I will be posting a video every Wednesday. Some Sundays, if I'm feeling froggy, but I'm not going to overcommit. Every Wednesday you will have a new video. I will be sharing pretty much the same content. I'm always going to be doing my own hair. And there are so many things that I've been playing around with or toying with in my mind. So I'll be sharing that with you guys. I will be doing some beauty stuff like skincare over 40, makeup, little stuff like that. Not a ton, sprinkle that in there. Lifestyle, so that will include a little bit of style and fashion, home decor, and of course, you guys, all of this is DIY. So you're like, well, that's what we're used to. We're used to seeing that stuff from you, Maria. You are. But the one thing that has changed is I am about to dive deep into the life of fiber arts, and I want to bring you guys with me. So what are fiber arts? Fiber arts are tufting, embroidery, punch needle, sewing, fabric dyeing, macrame, crochet, knitting, anything to do with fabric. I'm going to explore it and try it, and my goal is to be excellent. I'm good at a lot of things, right? That means I'm distributing my energy to a lot of things. The one thing that I focused on the most was hair, and I feel like I'm excellent in hair. But I would love to be an excellent artist. I would love to move into fine art and really just explore all of this creative energy that I have inside myself. So, beauty, hair, fashion, home, lifestyle, and art. And that leaves me here. We are in my new studio. I call it a creative space because I'll be creating content here as well as art. And it is called TMA Studio. And in the next video, I will be giving you guys a tour of how it started to where it is now. And I'm just so excited. I'm so full, and I have so much to actually come back and share with you guys. So thank you for allowing me that time. But go ahead and hit that notification bell because your girl is back, okay? We are going to be bringing a lot of great content your way. And yeah, I'm just back. I'm just happy to be back. I hope you guys are doing well. Drop a comment down below. Tell me one good thing that's been going on in your life. If you want to private message me about anything else, be my guest. I will be looking out for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.